Welcome to Your Time to Thrive with personal fitness coach Jason Stevenson.
Hi, friends. Good morning and happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Your Time to Thrive podcast. I'm your host, Jason, and I'm accompanied by my amazing producer and amazing friend, Ben Barber today. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Have you ever said good morning to somebody when it was like evening or afternoon or night? And
Sure.
Like, did you ever feel that like, I shouldn't have said it like that?
For sure. I've more often said have a good night to someone when I get off the phone with them or something in the middle of the morning or middle of the day. But yeah, for sure. I've done both.
It doesn't surprise me that you say that, actually, because you are more of a night person than I am.
Yes, I'm definitely more of a night person than you are. I was going to say I'm not that much of a night person, but definitely more than you are, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Where I ask because this has come up recently in my life with lots of people and myself personally. And we were talking the other day with you about morning habits, like how to start the day.
Yes.
And I got this post the other day that I saw that said, basically it said, you know, your day starts the rest of the week. Your week starts your month is your year, and then that's your life. And I've talked to people about that as far as putting together successes. You know, like you have a good day, you have a good week, you have a good month, and you have a good year, and then you have a good life. And that's our 80-20 rule. The point, though, is that we start our day with the morning, you know, and it might be relative for everybody as far as when they get out of bed and when they start their day. But how you start your day, your good morning makes it a good day, makes it a good week, makes it a good year, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So the early bird catches the worm thought process is our topic today. And why? Why?
Yeah.
Right?
Why?
Like, aren't there worms all the time?
Yeah, but there's not as many because other people are eating them. Other birds are eating them. Some people eat worms, I guess.
Haven't yet.
Sad kids in the garden, right? Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. I think I'm going to eat some worms.
If you dipped it in chocolate, I might try it.
We used to sing that song in kindergarten. That's such a dark song.
What's the song? Wait. I thought you were riffing.
Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. Think I'm going to eat some worms. Am I the only one that remembers that? Hold on. Maybe. I got to Google it now.
Maybe. That is a sad song, though.
It's a nursery rhyme. Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. Think I'm going to eat some worms. I just realized, because I haven't thought about it in like 30 years. That's a song about killing yourself.
Basically. Like,
right?
literally.
Like that's what that means.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to go eat some worms.
Yes.
Like
dirt bath.
That is a song about suicide, I think.
And that's a nursery rhyme?
That's a nursery rhyme. Megan says she's never heard that song. Listen, it's real. I don't want to pull up one of these. There are tons of the nursery rhymer. Hold on. Let's just do this.
What's amazing is that that's a nursery rhyme, which means that little kids are
That's
singing.
What I'm saying. Like, we sang this in kindergarten. I don't think that like the teacher did it, but we sang this song in kindergarten. Here we go. This is really creepy.
I was going to say, it's creepy.
This is not a real version of this song, but I'm fine with it. Anyway, what nursery school did you go to? This was elementary school. This was Richmond Elementary School. I'm not saying that the teacher sang it. Like, I'm not saying that like the teacher was like, hey, we're going to learn this song today. Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. You think I'm going to eat some worms? But the kids definitely sang it. There was a memorial garden at Richmond School outside of our This is such a tangent.
Okay. We'll tie it.
There was a memorial garden outside of the kindergarten area at Richmond School, and I remember the dedication of the memorial garden was when I was in kindergarten. Yeah. I went to Richmond as well for kindergarten. Weird. Yeah. No, it was great. I'm not saying that it was the teacher that sang this song, but it was definitely a song that all of the kids knew.
Yeah, and it's a song. You just pulled it up. It's true because it's on the internet.
Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. Think I'm gonna eat some worms.
Is there more, or is that it? That was just
I don't know.
Like
I don't. That's the chorus. I know that. I don't know if nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. Think I'm gonna eat some worms. Where does this come from? Is there a Wikipedia? There's a Genius. There's Genius.com has it as a lyric. Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. Think I'm going to eat some worms. Big, fat, juicy ones. Eensy, weensy, squeensy ones. See how they wiggle and squirm. Down goes the first one. Down goes the second one. Oh, how they wiggle and squirm. Up comes the first one. Up comes the second one. Oh, how they... I bite off the heads and suck out the juice and throw away the skin. Okay, this is disgusting. I only knew the first part. Which, again, I think, as most nursery rhymes go, was probably about suicide. Anyway, moving on. The early bird gets the worm.
No. Bring this back. Hang on. So remember, this is what we do too. We have been boiling very slowly, like a frog in water, based on the little things that impact our days. How careful are we to surround ourselves with people that are good for us, right? How careful are we to watch things, listen to music? We look for motivational quotes. We look for motivational songs. We look to people to be motivating and supportive and positive. There's a whole industry over self-help and finding positive solutions. Be conscious of the negative shit that is out there. Be conscious of that. That is so subconscious that song would actually be, and I get it for the kids because it's squiggly and it's gross and it's, that part of it would be fun for kids to sing, right?
Right.
But Rockabye Baby, you start talking about a lot of nursery rhymes and what they're actually saying. What message are we actually communicating?
There's a wonderful TikTok account of a woman that sings. She plays two characters. One of them is singing a nursery rhyme, and she jumps in. She's like, Jack and Jill went up, and then she runs into her other self, who's really sad and serious, and she's like, hold on, have you ever thought about that? Then she explains the meaning behind the nursery rhyme, and they both end up crying every time.
Yeah, and they're the intention, right? So that's that. Let's take that from here, right? That the intention behind those is positive, right? It's to sing songs. It's to teach kids to speak. It's to teach kids rhythm. To teach kids music. It's easily remembered lyrics generally. It's things that we sang to little kids or that you had sung to you.
Yep.
But be conscious of the words, folks. Think about what is being said around you and to you, or that you're saying.
Yep.
Dark stuff.
So anyway, the early bird gets the worm.
The early bird gets the worm. So, everybody's got their own clock, right? We've talked about this. You're either a morning person or a night person. You're not. You are. You have to figure that out for yourself. We want to be careful about forcing habits because they may not fit into who we are as a human. Your circadian rhythm might be you're just a better night person. A lot of people get a little bit of energy in the evenings and night times, and a lot of people wake up full of piss and vinegar. The message is, though, that the stats are out. The studies have been done, decades worth of information. The New England Journal of Medicine, American Health Institute, American Diabetes Institution. There's a lot of companies that have done lots of long-term studies, and they have proven it. You are better getting up. Bottom line, your actually percentage of income is higher for those that get up early compared to those that snooze and sleep in a little bit. It's actually $15,000 more per year on average that early risers make comparatively to people that get up, and they break it up. They say early riser or early riser. So you're either a sub dawn or you're a dawn riser. That's the early versus the early. And then anything past 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you're up and out of bed before 10 o'clock in the morning, you're technically a morning person. Anybody else is in that second set of information stats that they utilize for this. And they have literally found that people that get up early on a regular basis are more successful in life. They make more money on average. And it's not to say you can't just get up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and make a ton of money, because people can do that on the internet right now. But over the years and over the long-term studies, what they're showing is also a higher quality of life. So some of these studies have been done for decades, and they're showing lower rates of depression, more positive aspects and focus in their lifestyles, and more importantly, just a higher quality of life. So healthier choices. They show that a lot of people that actually tend to stay up late at night have worse habits, more drinking, more snacking on crap, more smoking, and that's late night people. You don't often find people that are jumping out of bed and then rushing off to McDonald's to sit at home and eat a couple boxes of McDonald's nuggets, and it's not just, see, you're supposed to eat the worms. I thought that was interesting to find that there's actually physical studies that have been done to actually show that the early bird actually does get the worm. And it's not just a phrase.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, and I think that that's why things are boiled down to these catchphrases and stuff too, is that like they become easier to understand, right? So it's very easy to understand that if there are a certain amount of worms on the ground, and the bird that gets up earlier is the bird that's gonna seize that opportunity. So it's and that doesn't directly correlate, because opportunity is abundant in life, and there are as many opportunities, and there are outliers. There are people that are going to get up at after 10, and they're a musician and they make millions of dollars at night, and there are comedians, and there are those things that are outliers, but the general consensus of it is, if you're someone that gets up in the morning and does that stuff, then you are sort of like attacking life, and I think that that's probably the more so. I actually think it's more so than your than the actual time that you get up. It's how you do it. So you could be a person, because some people are, you could be a person that goes to bed at 4 o'clock every morning and wakes up at noon. Mm-hmm. But when you wake up at noon, you get right to it. And when you're working late, you're working. But the overall consensus is that the majority of people who stay up late are people that are that either have an anxiety disorder or a sleep disorder and can't do it. They're depressed in general, so they're staying up late. They're watching Netflix. They're playing video games. They're smoking. They're drinking to numb whatever the issues is that they're dealing with or not dealing with. And so I think that there's just the correlation comes in that the majority of people that stay up late are not staying up late to work on their dream or get an extra workout in or whatever. And if you are, and that's what you like to do, and that's what that's when you work better, that's where your body's circadian rhythm feels at its best, that's amazing. And that's great. And you're doing your own thing. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't fucking matter what everybody else does for you. But in general, if you're staying up late because you're depressed and you don't want to go to bed, if you're numbing your pain with alcohol or video games or smoking or overeating snacks until 2 o'clock in the morning, then you're not going to get up in the morning and do, because you're going to feel sluggish and you're going to feel you're going to feel unmotivated. You're going to feel just as depressed as you did when you stayed up all night. So I think I don't think it's the time as much as the correlation between the sluggishness of life of those people. And when I say those people, myself fully included in that. From time to time. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I had been going to bed early for a couple weeks and was doing better with that. And then the past couple of days, I had a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of depression, stayed up, watched Netflix, occupied my mind with other things because I was, not comfortable going to sleep.
Yeah.
Got up sluggish in the morning, got up hard to do those things. So like, I think that it's a mix of it's everything, right? It's everything that you do.
Yeah, of course. And folks, please trust us when we say this, because we say it all the time. Ben and I don't really plan out specifically our conversations here, but it works out beautifully that we have the same intentions for what we're conveying here and along the same thought processes, because that's exactly where I wanted to go with this, because I don't want to convey the message that you have to get out of bed before the sun comes up. Because I wholeheartedly agree with you, Ben, that the circumstances of each subjective individual's life are unique and they have to be approached as such. So that being said, if that's the case, then what does impact the rest of your day, right? It's what we've talked about multiple times here. And it's the other piece. When we talk about our health and wellness, we talk about the balance, we talk about fitness, we talk about going to the gym or exercising, talk about eating right. And then the rest of it is the mental side, right? And it is so often ignored or devalued in the process, because you can find all kinds of stuff online to get you help, or you can find all kinds of stuff in the library, or find stuff with local help, people that are out there to help you with your fitness and to help you with your head. But I find that where the head goes, the body goes, and that's one of the reasons that I train the way that I do, because you need to approach these situations from a place of thriving. Like what allows my brain, my body. Yeah, exactly. Like the hardest part is that connects it all, because getting it all together is the biggest piece. But don't think that just going for the walks and getting your cardio in and then hitting the gym and doing some strength training and then getting smart food choices is the only pieces of it, because your stress hormones, the way that you're sleeping based on your stress, the way that you're approaching the day, the way that you actually approach the strength movements. I've changed exercise training for people in a blink of an eye by just getting them to focus differently in the way that they move the muscles. Instead of just curling the dumbbell, I'm just going to do bicep curls. You think about the movement differently and it changes it 180 degrees. So if it's that simple to change a movement, to change the effect of the movement or the impact of that movement, how simple is it to change our head, to change our mental approach to it? So whatever time it is that you start your day, right? Damn right, Beck. 7 years, she says, to learn and live this. Because we've been focusing on the food. We've been focusing on the cardio. We've been focusing on the stress. But it is literally how you approach all of it. What is your mantra? What is your resounding, echoing voice? What is that voice that you're using to get up? Do you use mantras, Ben? Do you use affirmations?
Sometimes. Not often. I don't know if I said this last week. I don't know if I said this on anything. I feel like I did. I don't remember. But I was watching a video randomly. A video popped up on my feed of in the middle of anxiety. I was just watching something on Facebook, and then Facebook Watch pops up and it goes to a random video that you have no interest in whatsoever. But so a video of Steve Harvey talking to his audience for a show a couple years ago. about the Apollo story came on, and it was a story about how he had no money and no and he was giving up. He was living in his car, and he would spend the nights in his car outside of hotels because he couldn't afford a hotel room, and he had $35, and he called to check his voicemail. And there was a thing that said he prayed, and he was like, I'm just gonna give up. God, if you want me to give up, just I'll give up, you know. And he was like, and I felt him telling me, get up and I'll take you there. Get up and I'll take you where you want to go. And he checked his voicemail, and he had a voicemail from the guy that booked the Apollo. And he was like, if you can get here on Sunday, but it was 3 days from then, and he had no money to get to New York. And he cried, and he was like, that's my sign. I got to give up. And he was like, maybe he said next Sunday, I'm going to call back. And when he called his voicemail back, there was a second voicemail that wasn't there before from someone that was 3 hours away that offered him a spot the next night for $150. And he did 2 of those, and then he got a plane ticket, and he got $300, and then he got $750 for doing the Apollo. And then a couple weeks later, he got booked to host the Apollo from that. And anyway, it was this nice, inspiring story. I encourage everybody to go look it up. Just Google Steve Harvey, the Apollo story. And but the part that resonated with me was in the first 30 seconds. It was the, get up and I'll take you there. Get up and I'll take you where you want to go. And I, when I was having these bouts of anxiety a few weeks ago, which aren't fully gone, but, they're more managed right now. When I was having these anxiety attacks a couple weeks ago, I would want to just stay on the couch or lay down and like shake, and be scared. And I wanted to get up and walk and get up and work out and go do the things that I needed to do. And I used that as a mantra for myself, get up and I'll take you there. And I just kept saying that to myself until I would get up and do the things that I needed to do. And that really helped. So as far as a mantra goes, that really helped. And then last night, I was walking downstairs before I went to bed. And it wasn't a bad night by any stretch of the imagination. I didn't really do much of anything, but it was a good day and whatever. And I just thought, where is the joy? Right? Like, where is the joy in what I did? I worked yesterday all day, and then I played outside for a little bit with Braden, and that was a lot of fun. And but then I had a really quiet night, and I was thinking about like hanging out with my roommates and the interactions that I've had with so many people and the work that I've done in the past like 3 months. And I just thought, where's the joy? Where's the spark that I had, like, for the year, for all of 2020, like even with my parents passing away, like I had a spark and I had this joy in everything that I was doing, and I was excited, and it was exactly what we've talked about today. It was the way that I approached everything. I was looking for the joy in everything that I was doing, not just checking off a box, not just trying to build a business, not just trying to, talk to this girl, not to but everything was joyful. And the last few months have felt devoid of that joy. And that's my fault, and that's fault is a bad word. It's my responsibility. Yes. It's my responsibility, to, and I've started to infuse a little bit more of that. I bought games to play in the backyard. Like I bought a backstop. I used to pitch a tennis ball against the back of my house, and my parents hated it. But I would pitch, I would stand like 60 feet away from my house, and I would throw a tennis ball. I would pitch a tennis ball at my house, and then I would try to grab it when it came back at me for hours as a kid. And I don't want to do that. I don't own this house. But so I bought a backstop that bounces back to you, and I bought a bunch of tennis balls, and Braden and I have been playing outside, and my new glove came in yesterday, and I went outside and I pitched for like an hour, and my shoulder is killing me now, but I loved it. And like, I can't do it like I did when I was a kid, and I wasn't good then, but like, you know, finding joy in everything. And that's I was like, I look stupid right now. I don't care. I love it. And that's, you know, so that is my goal for the week. And this is a great episode of this show to sort of encapsulate that is how you do everything, how you approach everything, you know. Like, I think that your point here, and I'm going to let you talk again, I'm so sorry, is that, you know, even if you don't get up at the crack of dawn, attack the day like somebody that does, you know, like live with that purpose, live with that drive, live with that energy, find the joy. So right now my mantra is, where's the joy?
I love it. I love it. And you're absolutely correct. It's the carpe diem, right? Like you said, there's so many phrases that have become just almost like old sayings, you know. Oh, I've heard that before. Well, why is it old? Why have we grown tired of these things that are empowering and powerful?
Yep.
I want to caution you though, be careful, because oftentimes we get stuck in trying to find joy in everything. And
Yes.
sometimes shit's just got to get done.
Yeah.
You know, I don't love taking the trash out. I don't love doing the dishes. You know, I there's certainly things that I don't love doing, but I like cooking on clean plates and eating off of clean plates. You know, I like my house not smelling like trash. So there's certainly
there's the joy in that. There's the perspective of that.
Yes.
Right? Like, I want to eat on clean plates. I want to live in a house that doesn't smell like trash. I want to clean my room. I want to have a nice car. Like, I want to, you know, I don't want to go to work, but I want to go on that vacation in 6 months.
Yes.
And that one's a little, you know, but I want to live in the house that I live in. I want to do the fun things. I want to, you know, go out to eat with my wife. I want to, you know, there's joy in everything if you shift your perspective of it.
Oh, for sure. And that, you're exactly right, Ben. That's why I love you, my friend, because that's the whole point, right? Like, how you approach it, how you look at it, how you get up. I have to get up. I don't want to get up, or I get to get up, right?
Uh-huh.
I get to get up. There are people in this world that would give a leg or a limb or an extra day to be able to get out of bed and do the things that people bitch about every day of their life. There are people in this world that have lived much worse lives than most of us do. And here we are in our privileged worlds complaining that we have to sit in the car and drive to work with a job and have to do these chores and errands around our house that is above our heads and providing us with warmth and shelter. And I've always found that for me, that perspective choice is one of the largest ones. But it is one of the, honestly, folks, listen, it is the easiest one. I know it sounds like it's hard, but it is literally a choice of how you speak to yourself. And right now you can change it. And it's exactly what Ben just said. As soon as you find yourself saying something that makes your soul feel dead or less alive, anything that comes out of your mouth and you go, oh, I got to go do this. Or, as soon as there's that, like, go right to the opposite of it and go, oh, I get to go work out. Or I get to eat broccoli. You know, like whatever it is, as soon as you feel that little, it's almost like somebody grabbed your shoulders and pulled you back a little bit. Just go with it. Just turn around and run in the other direction. They already pulled you. You might as well go take that energy, because that will change your life right now. It's the easiest thing you can do. You don't need equipment. You don't need to pay somebody. You don't need to change what you're eating, and you don't need to change your habits. All you have to do is change the conversation in your head. And we have a lot of conversations on this show that come back to this same theme of monitor that self-speak. But I love the way that you used something that spoke to you as a mantra. I love how that resonated enough that it was like, ooh, I'm going to hear that. I'm going to go with that. That's what music does for people. That's why I like to work out with music. But I've also found in my life that mantras help too. You know, I have different mantras for different things. Like there's a part of me that, like, you know, I'm in the middle of a workout, and oftentimes the workouts that I do, I'm doing by myself because I'm in my windows of opportunity in the gym. But even when I'm around other people and training in the gym or the dojo, I got this is one of my mantras. Got this. It's just something that, like, there's not a question. It's like when you step back and you've got heavy weight on your shoulders for a squat, if you think, oh shit, you're in trouble. If you think, I don't know if I can do this, or what am I going to do? Or if you're not thinking anything positive, if there isn't complete confidence in your soul, in your spirit, in who you are, you're in trouble. At the very least, you're not going to get what you could get from that set. Which, go. You got to unmute you. You got to unmute.
Megan left it. Sorry, it's windy out. But also, I think if something is making you feel a certain way, that feeling just doesn't go away. Dive deeper so you can figure out how to get to a place of gratitude, because most times, if you don't work through something, that is going to be a constant battle in the mind. Can she just take over and be the co-host every week?
Oh, God. Well, she's coming back. We got to get her on here again.
Yes.
Positive. And Mom, yes, positive affirmations. So, yes, Meg, thank you, because you're absolutely correct. The fear, the stress, whatever negative thing is going on in your body, whatever that emotion is, should not be ignored. I agree with that. It's not going to go away. Nothing does. And in fact, if you try to repress it and ignore it, it's just going to come back stronger. But
you know what I've been doing that I like about that? Somatic meditation.
Go ahead.
So somatic therapy is when you have like traumatic experiences and they manifest in your body. So they manifest with anxiety in your body or feelings in your body of like whatever. And you know, you can get a therapist to do this with you, and that's wonderful. But I looked into I use Insight Timer for meditations a lot of the time, and there's a lot of guided meditations on there. So I looked into some somatic exercises, and it's great. Essentially, a very dumbed down version of it is that you sit with the anxiety and you focus on it until you fight through like wanting to ignore it, and you focus on the part of your body that is giving you the issue, and then you find a safe space in your body, a part that feels good and fine right now, and you pendulate your attention between the two of them, and it, you know, I don't know how it works. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist, but it does a great job of, I believe, like tricking your amygdala into releasing the stress in that part of your body, and has helped me tremendously. Immensely, tremendously. I don't know. I'm sitting backwards on a chair. You can't see it. I'm sitting backwards on a chair today for the first, not for the first time, but like for the first time on a show ever. And this is like exclusively how I sat on these chairs in high school and college. I'm feeling good. Feeling good about it.
It's kind of an empowering thing. You know, that for those that are listening that might not know what you mean, can you spell out on the screen for us that somatic meditation? Because there's plenty of people out there that'll do that research. That's perfect, man. It's so we can't ignore that negative, right? But there is a time and a place. So somatic meditation, if you're listening, it's SOMATIC. So there's a time and a place. If what you're dealing with is stopping you from living your best life, then you need to deal with your shit. But there is a time and a place to do so, in a safe place, in a controlled environment, in a place where you can spend the energy and the time doing so, right? Because you need to deal with it. It's going to come back up again. We can hear you anyway, buddy.
What?
So you can put it to the side, like recognize that this is something that I need to deal with. It's kind of like, you come home, you open up the mail and you're like, all right, I got to pay that bill. I'm going to put it right there. And when I pay the bills tomorrow, I'm going to pay that bill. But right now I'm not going to worry about it, right? Like right now I'm going to cook dinner because dinner's the priority. Kirsten's coming home. She's going to be hungry. I'm hungry. I'm going to cook dinner. I'll pay the bill. I'm not letting go of it. I'm not ignoring it, but I'm recognizing that that is not what I need to deal with right now. So focus your energy on what you do need to deal with and live your best life. Don't let that shit bury you because you deserve better. Seriously, don't let it bury you. Let it drive you and use the mantras. Use whatever works to help you get going.
Are you saying
right?
Are you saying bury?
Yeah, bury. Bury? You want bury? You're hearing my Pennsyltucky come out here every once in a while.
I mean, I guess that bury, like furry, like it rhymes with furry for you.
Bury.
Bury.
If I B-U-R-Y, you're gonna bury it.
Bury. I say bury, like B-A, like as if it's B-A-R-R-Y. Bury.
Right. And
Like
you think it sounds weird coming out of my mouth.
Bury. Bury.
Bury. You
Bury. Buried.
Burrow.
But that's B-U-R-R-O-W.
B-U-R. Look, I grew up in Pennsylvania. I moved up here.
Did you say you buried something?
You buried it. I buried it.
You
didn't
buried
bury
it?
it? Did you bury it?
You buried it.
You buried it? I don't know, folks. Somebody needs to ring in on this one too. We need a third opinion.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
It's a burial. It's not a burial.
Burial?
I don't know. Now it doesn't sound right at all. None of them sound right.
It's burial. It's burial. Bury, burial, buried.
Bury. Barry. That's a name.
It is a name. It is a name.
Some of the New England stuff. To focus on somatic meditation for pain in the back. Oh, no kidding. Mom said you just had some energy work that focused the somatic stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So New England, some of that New England slang rolls into. I can get some of the Massachusetts roll in that R. I will look it up though, Benjamin, because now you're making me question all of it.
All right. Good.
So whatever it is,
everything. Good.
Put
Meg says move on. No, Meg, we're not going to move on. All
right. So whatever it
beat
is,
this dead horse until we decide to bury it.
You're gonna. We're not going to bury it. We're just going to beat it. But the point is, right? Whatever that negative is, whatever is not coming out of you mentally, whatever is not coming out of you vocally, the bill will build. 2 R's change that R sound so burrow.
Becky, who is a teacher, says, okay, from a phonics teacher, the 2 R's change the R sound, so burrow and bury sound different.
So I should be pronouncing it different.
It's buried.
Right. So it's buried.
It's buried.
It's good. All right. So if I say it wrong, tell me again. This is why they say that English is a really hard language to learn. So in summation, folks, the reason that there are enough studies out there that show that you prevent your depression, you have a better chance of keeping weight off, you have lower stress hormones, is not because you got up before the sun came up. It's not because you got up early. It's because what you did was got up with a force. You got up with an intensity. You got up with a purpose. That's why there are so many things out there that say, rise with a purpose. Start your day with gratitude. Start your day with positivity. How you start your day will dictate how the rest of your day goes. And if you start your day good and you have a good day the rest of the day and you have a good week and that adds to a good year, then you can't not have a great life. And I just double negatived. It doesn't matter, because the point is you deserve to live an amazing life, and only you can control that, regardless of your clock, regardless of your circumstances. How you attack your life will be your life. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in and chiming in and listening to all of our random chatter. If you have any questions that relate to your health and fitness or otherwise, and pronunciation is included now, to contact me at thrivetrainingteam.com. Reach out with any questions you have. Check out the social media links and find out what we're doing here. We're here to help you. Have a great and healthy day, folks. We'll see you soon.
For more information, tips, and workouts of the day, check out thrivetrainingteam.com.